Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. One of the things that I've always enjoyed is traveling. I've always enjoyed going out, checking out new places, new locations, that kind of thing. And there's been plenty of times where I wish I could go back and revisit old places, but this time take the camera. One of those places is Melbourne, which is where I'm at the moment. So what better time than to go out in a wet Melbourne morning to take some photos. Okay, so I've got here a little bit too early. It's another half an hour before the pier actually opens, so I'm going to hang around and just see what photos I can take beforehand. But that's going to mean that I'm going to be very wet by the time that the pier actually opens. But it's Melbourne, that's what you get. I've just had a bit of a scatter around. There's a couple of spots that could be interesting. One is a jetty or a rock formation that is going out into the water. The other one that I've just found just here is it looks like it's a bit of an old pier. It's probably something that was here before they redeveloped. So I'm going to just try and work out a decent composition with that while I stand here and get absolutely soaked. So this is the composition. It's basically what I think is the old jetty. There's some nice lights in the background. And given that it's raining, there's an area under the lights. It's just creating a bit of a highlight of the area. So hopefully that will come out in the photo as well. So the current settings are, it's f8, ISO 100s and 15 seconds. So I'm going to take the shot. I might have to recompose the image a little bit, just move around and see if I can get a better angle, but I'm liking this one. Let's see how this goes. So I had to take multiple shots that time. I wanted to make sure that I actually had an image without any raindrops on the front of the lens. So yeah, that was the only way I could do that, was to try and take multiple shots, because I really couldn't see what was water on the screen and what was the water on the lens itself. I may be complaining about the weather, but this was kind of what I was hoping for. Where I am at Princes Pier, it's not really pointing towards the sun for sunrise. I'm not really going to get the opportunity to come down here for sunset, and even then it's not quite lined up with the sunset. So I've come down here this morning hopefully to get some moody clouds and have the pier with those clouds, and then maybe turn that into a black and white. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I've certainly got the weather for it, but I don't think I'm going to get moody clouds. Even with just grey clouds, it might actually turn out pretty well with the pier. So it might actually be more of a finite kind of image, which, you know, I'm not going to complain about that. So I might just hang here for a little bit. I found some nice cover. At least I'm a little bit protected for a little while. So I might just waste the next 10-15 minutes here just waiting for this place to open. Still about 10 minutes before this place actually opens, but someone's opened a side gate to drive a car out. So the gate's still open. There's no one else around at the moment, so I think I might just sneak in and try and get my shots now. Yeah, so what's the worst that can happen? They can only say get out. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. Well, I got through the gate, no problems, and I walked down to the pier. Nobody's told me to leave yet, so I'm just going to continue on with what I'm doing. There's absolutely no signs to say don't go here, there's no opening times or anything like that, so I think I'm good. But yeah, you can see the pier behind me, so this is what it was all about. This is what I actually wanted to come down and say. This is the image that I've got lined up. This is pretty stock standard. If you Google Princes Pier, this is the kind of image that you're going to see. However, given that I want to do this in black and white, this might be something a little bit different. And yeah, I'm going to call this a bit of a fine art image, is what I'm currently going for. I'm going to move that down a little bit. I want to still do a relatively long exposure, but I don't want to have this open too long because the wind's coming straight towards me. I've got the lens hood on the front of the lens, but it's not stopping the spots of rain hitting the front of the lens. So I was going to do a long exposure. I was thinking maybe at least 20 seconds, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Hopefully a couple of seconds is going to be enough, at least to smooth out the water. So yeah, it'll be f13, f11, ISO 100, and about 2 seconds. All right, so after all that faffing around, here's the image. I think that's it. I am freezing. There's another load of rain coming through, so I'm actually gonna make my way out of here before it gets too bad. The rain is, I can feel it starting to pick off. It died off for a few seconds, but now it's starting to pick back up again. And I think that front that's coming through is gonna bring a lot more rain. So I feel like I've got my image, the image that I was after. Looked okay in the back of the screen, so I'll get that home at some point and I'll do some editing. But yeah, I think I'm done for the morning. Although I was saying that, I have just turned around. Check out those reflections. I may just have to take one more photo, I think. I've got another location in mind, but it requires a bit of a drive. So hopefully the next part of this video will be from a different location. So it's now a couple of days later from the last video. It's a lot drier than it was then. We've headed down the coast, currently in a place called Lorne, I think it is, and heading down to Erskine Falls. So we're probably about a half-hour drive from Erskine Falls, just up here for a bit of lunch, and then heading down there, and then we're going to head down to what's left of the 12 apostles. I think there's about 7 or 8 of them left. There was 12 originally. So we're going to head down, at least down to the lookout. I was thinking about being down there for sunset, but sunset here is about 8 o'clock, which means it's another 3-hour drive to get home. So I don't think we're going to be there for sunset, but that's okay. At least we get to get down there and check them out. It's not necessarily all about getting the photos, but also about the experience. So now we're heading off to Erskine Falls. Just climbing down the steps at Erskine Falls. We just parked. It's literally barely walked 100 meters, and I can hear the falls already. So that's quite nice and accessible. There's also a fair bit of fog around, and hopefully, if I can get down to the bottom, I might actually be able to get the waterfall with some of the fog near the top, which should be quite nice. So fingers crossed for that.
As a fellow photographer like my dad, I have one simple thing you need to do to be the best photographer ever. Like and subscribe.
So this is Erskine Falls, just from the background here. Quite nice. Certainly has made things a lot cooler down here than it was near the top. It's actually just a quick 150-meter walk down to the falls, so it's quite easy, quite accessible. I've got my image composition set up. It's 1.3 seconds, f4 and ISO 100. There's not a huge platform here, but I've kind of set it up to the sides. There are a couple of planks, like fallen trunks with some nice moss on them, which I wanted to capture as well. So that's why I've set it up on this side.
So my dad showed you this bit, but he didn't show you this bit. So it's where the water goes through to, and it's just like a lot of really archways and little like brick and trees and stuff like that.
With at 1.3 seconds, f4 I think it is, and ISO 100. Here's the image.
Well, we've made it to the Apostles. We drove down the Great Ocean roads. Took a little bit longer than we expected, but really nice drive. Got pretty close to the edge a few times. It was a little bit scary driving down the Great Ocean for a while. But yeah, it was nice, worthwhile doing. If you ever get the chance, definitely worthwhile checking out. But yeah, I'm looking at the Apostles right now. That's pretty impressive. Check this out. I've got my camera set up. There's quite a few people around here, so I'm gonna have to try and be really quick. I've taken a quick test shot at a couple of seconds, and there's some nice movement in the water. I've got an ND filter on to try and push it out to 30 seconds. So my settings are 30 seconds f5.6. I might obviously move that to f7.1 and ISO 100. The composition is pretty straightforward. I'm just going straight on to the Apostles. I'm trying to capture some of the land, which is essentially like the end of Australia. So it's kind of cool to be able to see that. So I'm going to take the shot now, then I'm going to get out of the way and have a bit more of a look around to see what else we can find. But here's the shot that I took. Okay, I managed to get a couple of shots. I took one kind of wide open to try and get as much of the area as possible, but then I thought I'll try one to just focus more on the Apostles. So I zoomed into about 85 mils, took a similar kind of shot, well, similar kind of settings, and I'll include that at the end. So there was going to be maybe half a dozen other shots at the end of the video, so stay tuned at the end. At the end of the walkway, there's two views, so you can actually see from both sides. You can actually see towards the west, which is where the main Apostles are, but also to the east, where there's a couple of smaller ones. I've taken a couple of shots facing west. This one will be facing east, just to make sure I capture them all. I don't want to come down here and think that I haven't actually got all the shots that I was after. This is the view on the back of the camera. So 30 seconds, f4 and ISO 100. And here's the shot.
That's it from the Apostles. See you next time. Stay tuned for some photos at the end of the video. And stay safe, have fun, and I would recommend coming to the Apostles soon, because soon there will not be many left. Anyway, see you out there next time.
I end up taking multiple shots of that's had a freaking shadow on my face. Okay, do it again.